Hey guys, Professor Bell, Comic Book University, and Boba Fett, Black, White, and Red, issue number one. And there are apparently going to be several more of these until it gets canceled because this is not a great story. This is not going to be a great book, I don't imagine. Man, Star Wars is in some real straits, right? When even the people on this book just can't seem to make a solid story. And there are reasons for that. I don't necessarily blame them. Let's get talking about all that stuff after we give credit where credit is due. So Benjamin Percy is the writer, Chris Allen on pencils, Chris Allen and Craig Young doing the inks, Rachel Rosenberg on colors, and VC's Joe Caramagna on letters, Alex Maleev doing the cover art, and a bunch of variant covers out there also. Um, do, 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 do. Yep, good stuff. So this is called the impossible job, but it wasn't that impossible. It's one of those kind of things like, I'm sorry, listen, guys, I've never been a mercenary. I've never been approached to be a mercenary. I'm way too tall to be a very effective mercenary, like the behind the scenes, stealthing, shadowing kind of guy. Way too tall for that. So yeah, I just it is what it is. But that being said, I'm pretty sure I could have figured my way out of this situation also. This was not that big of a deal. Boba Fett goes and does this job, and this dude pays him, but then they betray him. And it's basically like it's so basic. It's basically Jabba the Hutt who does this, but it's a rhinoceros instead. But like the guy's got a sarlacc pit, but with water and a kraken instead of uh, the what do you call the regular trapdoor with the rancor in it. But essentially it's the exact same thing except wetter. I mean, like that's which says a lot about the comic book. Really soggy. So then Boba Fett goes and leaves, and some general guy is there, and he's got an eye out. And it looks like he's bleeding profusely up and down. Really weird. And he's like, "You should be on your knees." No, fine. And then he breaks his data transfer disk, so his cred disk. So he's not going to get paid. So therefore, the payment for his last job he doesn't even get. Um, yeah. This Then he's told to do another job, and then just as he's leaving to go do that job, some really wonky rebels capture him, like bad guy rebels, and they tell him, "You've got to do a job for us, but it's the same job, and we'll pay you double whatever it is that you're being paid." It's so basic, such a cheesy storyline, cheesy plot, cheesy way of approaching it. I almost feel like I could go for some famunga right now. Actually, I don't even know what famunga tastes like. But I can go for some like salami and what's it called? The cheddar. I can totally go for that right now. Anything instead of this book. Look, the art wasn't necessarily bad, but hiring Rachel Rosenberg, great colorist, to just color in some red here and there. There's no reason why this had to be a black, white, and red comic book. There was absolutely zero reason for it. And there's nothing special about this book. Nothing great. There was nothing that happened in this book that had me going. The introduction had me a little bit because they brought me in with the lore that he has to go to a volcanic planet in order to retrieve a bounty. So of course I'm thinking of a particular certain volcanic planet. I'm thinking he's going to Mustafar, in which case he'll either come face to face with Darth Vader or soon will come face to face with Vader. But nothing like that happens in this. So it's just a big old tease. I don't like being teased. I don't know about you. I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan of this book. Really sad. Listen, Benjamin Percy is just one of the best out there. All right? I'm usually not a fan of when he does Wolverine, but this is so much worse. And the guy just wound up doing this incredible story this week also. Um, Punisher Red Band, right? Really good stuff. A lot of red books this week for Benjamin Percy, right? But like he phoned this one in, or, and I almost feel like this is worse. Man's hands were tied. He tried using this new word, cricken. I suppose it's supposed to be like frickin'. You know, I say that all the time. What the frig, dude? What's this? What's your frickin' problem? You know, it's a Jersey thing. But they use cricken instead. And okay, cool. I mean, that's like one of the things they do to try and make this seem like it's something else. And it's used like 3 or 4 times in this book. Okay, cool. You try to normalize it. I don't care. Genuinely does not do anything for me. But I get it. It is within the flavor of Star Wars. But this was so basic. There was never a moment where I felt like Boba Fett was in any danger whatsoever. While at the same time, there was not a single moment where I felt like he was totally badass in this at any time. It was just such a play by numbers, paint by numbers book. And when the only color you're using is red, doesn't really do a whole lot for you, does it? I think Disney has ruined Star Wars almost to the point of irrepair. I I don't know where they could even go with this at this point. Boba Fett is so watered down. I feel like I could have done a better job on this. But what limits did Disney put on Benjamin Percy that I would feel that way in the first place? I'm going to recommend you do not buy this book. I am not going to recommend this book in any way, shape, or form. There was there were no redeeming qualities in this book. I find zero interest in rereadability or looking to the next issue or anything like that. This was such a horrible take on Boba just when we really need the dude to be awesome again. How hard would it have been to simply say, because they pointed out the only thing he cares about is payment? Well, then how is it that when somebody goes and breaks the his cred stick, how come he just doesn't show any emotion whatsoever? Like nothing. There's no reaction, no commentary on it later. I get it, the no reaction. He's got the thing. He's not going to like my money. Like I'm not expecting something like that, but nothing afterwards. Nothing like what do you call it? And you owe me for the money that you broke before. I was paid this many credits by this guy, and you broke that disc. You owe me that also, right? Why not? Why not something like that? This was so bland, guys. I see nothing redeeming about this comic book in any way, shape, or form. I don't know what else to say about it except blah. Anyway, guys, maybe Star Wars really is dead. Let me know what you think. What would it take to actually get Star Wars back on track, to be interesting again? Ah, curious. All right, like the video, watch an ad. Just don't like the video, or don't like the book. That was a terrible book. Professor Bill, Comic Book University. Class dismissed.